It's giving very much, I'm a homewrecker, I'm a slut, you know. It's giving that tea. What is up? It's your girl Alicia back with another video. How are you doing? Because I'm doing great. And as you can see by the title, y'all, we are going to be getting into Miss Ariana Grande Butera. Now, buckle up your seatbelts because this may be a long, very, very long ride. Now, I don't want to keep this intro too long because I understand us as a human race, our attention spans just boom, like we got to get right into the nitty gritty, right? I just want to state that everything that I'm going to be saying in this video is my humble opinion. I'm starting to see that when I say things that don't align with how other people think, it gets a little feisty in the comment section. And of course, I feel like I definitely want to create a space where we can all have a conversation, a healthy, nice conversation. Now, I'm all for opinions because this channel is based off opinions. Notice how I say opinions and not facts. So if you disagree with anything I have to say, you can kindly say that. Notice how I said kindly. I don't want to see no negativity because I will positively delete your comments. Thank you very much. Also, I don't want to see any negativity towards other people in the comments as well. This is not a negative channel, therefore I don't want to see no negative comments, okay? And the reason I'm saying this definitely has to do with my last video, my Mariah Carey video. I stated in that video that I didn't necessarily like the remix. And I felt like there was a healthy amount of comments where people were just trying to inform me about Mariah, which is great. I love that. But then we have the girlies and very far back that just is not coming from a kind place. Let's just say that. So before we move on, this is my personal opinion. If you have a different opinion, that's perfect. Yeah, so let's just get on with the video. So this is going to be a commentary video. My last commentary video on Ariana Grande was surrounding her divorce with Dalton Gomez. Now, that was all alleged when I was talking about it. It has been confirmed. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you should probably know that it's been confirmed, but it's been confirmed that Ariana Grande is no longer with Dalton Gomez and that she is in fact with Ethan Slater. Now, I'm just going to do a brief recap of this situation so we can really get into the nitty gritty of what I have to personally say about Ariana Grande, because there's so many different facets to what I want to talk about. I have no notes, y'all. Like, I literally just was like, let me just put my camera on and talk about this subject because I feel like, also, I didn't even say this. This is coming from a Arianator perspective. I am an Arianator. I consider myself an Arianator. I've literally been rocking with Miss Ariana Grande since Victorious. So this is not coming from a hater mentality, a hater place. I promise you not. However, and I felt like I used to have this relationship when I was younger because I feel like, you know, I was young and I didn't really understand what parasocial relationships with the people you don't know or celebrities meant and are. And I feel like I definitely had that. Like, I very much was like, my fave can do no wrong. Do I feel that way now? No. And that's what I want everyone watching this video to understand. Like, I don't have any ties with these people. I love my faves. I love my faves. But there's always going to be room for critique, analyzation, and there's going to be room to talk about things when someone is wrong. Point blank in the period. I just want y'all to know that moving forward, because I'm not a stan that thinks, oh, my fave can do no wrong, because every single human being is capable of doing something wrong. So I just want to say that. But I felt like this needed to be talked about because I keep seeing chatter on every single social media platform, and I was like, why don't I give my 2 cents? So yeah, let's just get into the recap. So if y'all don't know, Ariana Grande was rumored to have stolen, and I use stolen very lightly because I don't necessarily think you can steal a person, but stole Ethan Slater from his wife. Now, I don't want to get too much into that, because I feel like there's so much to talk about. So everybody's calling her a home wrecker, you know. It's giving very much, I'm a home wrecker, I'm a slut, you know. It's giving that tea. And everyone's labeling her as this home wrecker. Me personally, when I saw it, I was like, girl, what's going on? And then on top of that, I had found out that this is a repeating pattern for Miss Ariana Grande. She's kind of done this a little bit. This is just what I've heard. This is what I've heard. I'm only going off of public knowledge, y'all. I don't know nothing behind the scenes, obviously, but I heard that this is something that she perpetually does. And in that case, I took it in a different perspective of, ooh, this is not looking good on my girl Ariana Grande. On top of that, she literally came out with a song called Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored. And, you know, when we first heard that song, I'm pretty sure we took it as fun and giggles, you know, metaphorically, like, oh, like, I want you, da-da-da, right? Just a cute little Bapiana, if you will. But, y'all, I think that's her mindset. Dare I say, it might just be her mindset. And I feel like because a lot of Arianators and a lot of fans hold Ariana Grande as such a high regard, it's kind of like, oh, she would never do that, something like that. And it's like, we don't really know these people. And that's something that I also wanted to talk about in an unpopular opinions video, but I didn't have enough opinions to make a video about, so I'm just making it about this Ariana Grande. But yeah, we don't think our faves can do this, but we do not know our faves. We do not know them personally. We don't know the struggles or the mentality that they hold. So let's just get that part out the way. So she's being labeled this home wrecker, all these different things. It came out that Ethan Slater's wife said that Ariana Grande is not a girl's girl just for a couple months, probably months to weeks, or weeks to months. She said that she never stated that. So we can only go based off of that information. Which leads me to my next point of, I think a lot of people, especially on the internet, like to jump bandwagon. You know what I mean? Like when a vast majority of people start being like, oh, we don't like you, you're this, you're that. Everybody joins in and piles in, and that's not the spirit I'm coming from with this video. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm coming from my own thoughts and opinions and what I've formed and what I've seen. And what really struck me to do this video was the Zach Sang interview. Now, I've seen a couple of people talk about it, and that's what really made me think, okay, let's make a video. Because what she said, I listened to what she said, I listened to the interview, and I definitely had some thoughts there that I want to talk about, not even just with the Ethan Slater situation, but just Ariana Grande as a person, as a whole. So she basically, you know, talked about Wicked, talked about the album a little bit. It's a two-part interview, so we're not completely done, but we did kind of tap dance on the subject that everybody keeps talking about, this home wrecker subject, or this Ethan Slater subject, or SpongeBob subject, if you will. And what she basically said was, this is what the tabloids do. They kind of, especially with women, they kind of pin a narrative on them and push it to the general public and kind of spin this web that's not entirely true. She said that sometimes the general public doesn't allow nuance in the conversation. And that is something that I actually agree with when Ariana says this, because I think, going back to my first point, people like to jump the bandwagon. If a large majority of people say something, a lot of people like to, you know, jump on that. Because I went to the comments and everyone was like, oh, she's just talking, she's just going around in circles. I don't agree. I feel like this is what Ariana feels. She feels like there's not room for any nuance. Now, I will say this. What is the nuance exactly? What is the things we don't know? You know what I mean? Like, I do agree that a lot of people have to give things thought, not just jumping on something, but really give it thought. Like, we don't know exactly what's going on. And y'all like to jump the bandwagon. Y'all like to trust these blogs and all this different things. I think we could trust it to an extent. Not everything they say is true. However, the facts are the facts. This later was married to this woman. Ariana Grande was filming a movie with this man during the time that Ethan was still with his wife. And then we come to find out that and his wife got a divorce, and then Ariana, boom, they're just dating. The math isn't mathing. The timeline isn't timelining. You get what I mean? You see what I'm saying? It's kind of giving an overlap, a situation. However, my point being, we don't know this. We don't know what's going on. We have no clue. And I feel like people just like to be rude and be hateful and spiteful to a situation y'all don't got no clue what's going on. Let's go with this. Say you're at school, right? And Sally starts a rumor based off of something that she thinks she knows. She thinks she knows something juicy, but she don't know the full scope. You know what I mean? So then it just gets passed around and passed around and passed around and passed around and passed around. And now everybody hates Sally. Whereas Sally don't even got the seat to speak her truth. However, I will say Ariana has had ample opportunity to speak her truth. And this brings me to another point. I'm hearing a lot of, and even in the other video that I made, oh, Ariana Grande doesn't owe us an explanation. Ariana doesn't have to tell us what's going on. Ariana doesn't have to do this. You're right. She doesn't. However, if she is bothered by something and has created a whole song about the situation, I think for her to feel like her narrative is being twisted or misconstrued, then it's up to her to take control of that narrative. And of course she might do that with the music. However, girly girl, you have to take some type of accountability. And it brings me to, she might not want to take this accountability because she knows in some way or the other what she's doing is wrong, nuance provided or not. Because there are going to be a lot of things going on behind the scenes. But getting with the man that was very type B is always going to be wrong, no matter how much nuance you provide. Does that make sense? And it's hard for me because like I said, I'm an Arianator. Literally next week, we're getting into Eternal Sunshine. That's the real tea. So it's hard for me to really sit here and kind of analyze this whole situation because, girl, I love Ari. I love her. However, you can love someone and care about someone and still hold them accountable. That's really what love is, if you really think about it. Love is not just giving somebody a green flag and saying, do what you want because I love you. No, it's being like, hey, what you're doing is kind of not cute. It's not cool. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? So this is not coming from a place of skip her. No, it's coming from a place of just public knowledge and what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing. So yeah, I feel like there is definitely, nuance can be provided, however, to some extent, I want to talk about, now that we've gotten that situation, that whole SpongeBob, because here's the thing, y'all. This is my personal opinion, take it or leave it. I really don't feel like Ari and this guy, Ethan, are going to last. I'm going to just put that out there. I really don't think they're going to last. And I feel like all this for him, for nothing. You know what I'm saying? For him, I'm going to show y'all a picture. For him, I'm sorry. No, ma'am. Thank you, next. It's just not giving what it's supposed to give. And I understand everybody has their own type or whatever, but girl, no. And like I said in my previous video, and I still feel this way, I want the best for Ariana Grande. I want the best for her. I want her to find love. However, she cannot keep seeking love through a broken place. And I feel like that's exactly what's been happening, is she's seeking love through a broken perspective. And you can see that with her past relationships. Recently, Pete Davidson, and Dalton Gomez. And like I said, I'm only coming from a place of what we know, public knowledge. I don't know this girl's personal life, so I can't distinctively say or instinctively say, oh yeah, she's coming from a broken place. This is what I'm seeing. So now that we got that out of the way, I just want to talk about this hate thing that we're doing with Ariana Grande. I'm not on the hate train, promise you not. I am not on the hate train at all. Like I said, all love. I want to talk about people making comments about Ariana Grande's appearance, the way she talks, her cadence, everything like that. I feel like Ariana Grande is one of those people where people are very super critical to an extent. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because I feel like we can definitely sense a change in Ariana throughout the years. And rightfully so. We about to get into some tea, y'all, so don't come for me. Y'all might come for me. I might get some Delulu stands on here, but I'm gonna say my piece. We've seen her throughout the years switch her personalities like she switches her shoes, y'all. And we're just now realizing that her whole Blackiana phase was literally ripped off of Victoria Monet's personality. And if you don't know who Victoria Monet is an excellent songwriter, singer, just won her first Grammy. She wrote for Ariana Grande for several years, and you can see the influences of Victoria Monet in Miss Ariana Grande. And I feel like Ariana Grande might be one of those people, when she's around others, for long periods of time, she adopts their character. And she even said in the Zach Sang interview that she had this pop star persona for a very long time. And for her role in Wicked, as she plays Glinda, she had to kind of strip that away and kind of start from ground one. But I feel like and this is coming from a black person. This pop star persona, you kind of adapted a certain way of being. A black scent.
I'm like, bitch, that's my cookie, that's my juice, okay? Carry on. Thank you, next. That's what this baby picture says.
Absolutely. It's interesting because it's like spending so much time in a character
and a very, very brown tan. So what I'm trying to say is, girl, I'm not even gonna lie, I was living for every era of Ariana Grande. But when it comes to sometimes feeling like an impersonation almost of a certain race, a specific race, it can be a little harmful to the black community. I'm not speaking on the behalf of the black community, but what I am saying is I could see where people might feel rubbed the wrong way. That's what I'll say. It's very understandable how people could be like, oh, you switched from basically this black scent, this brown tan, to this white woman. You know what I mean? And it could be a bit jarring. However, the comments and I've seen a lot of them being like, oh, she's aging poorly, she's aged like milk, she just looks terrible and bad. Is that really needed? No, I really don't think so. I feel like there's so many different ways to convey how you feel without trying to harm somebody. Because I feel like, and this might be getting off the rails a little bit, but I feel like as a human race, I think we would benefit more off of kind criticism and kind critique than blatantly just trying to tear somebody down for the fun of it. You know what I mean? What is you saying, oh, you're aging poorly? How is that going to help Ariana be a better person? If you don't like her homewrecker ways, if you don't like her, trying to act black ways, how about you say that in a loving manner? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think you have to be an Arianator or be a Ari stan for you to be a good human being. You don't like that she stole somebody's man, and like I say, I use stole very lightly because you can't steal a person. Stole somebody's man. However, you're turning around and being just as hateful and disgusting. So it's like, who's really right in the situation? You know what I mean? In conclusion, I feel like, one, let's stop acting like we know these people, because we don't. I feel like obviously there's room to talk about things and critique things, but not from a, oh, I know for a fact she stole him. You know, let's not look at it through fact and more as, this is public knowledge, this is what I'm hearing, this is what I, you know, X, Y, and Z. So one, let's stop having these parasocial relationships with these people. Two, I feel like we can have conversations without being hateful, without being rude, without being mean, without going in on people and trying to tear them down. I think, like Ariana said, I think we should definitely have room for nuance. Always have room for nuance. That's how I feel. Always try to see things from different perspectives, because like I said before, we don't know everything. We're just going based off of these tabloids and everything like that. Let's go from that. Let's go from a place of, I'm listening. You know what I mean? And let's all freaking parties come out and just say, oh yeah, this girl over here, she's a homewrecker, she's a slut. You know what I mean? Like, you know? Yeah. I guess that's all I have to say about the Ariana Grande ordeal and situation. I hope this provides you with new conversation about the situation, whatever you felt. If you felt on the side of, oh, I hate this girl, she's not a girl's girl, she's just a horrible human being, or if you're in a place of Ariana can do no wrong, she's perfect in every shape, way possible. I hope this video can bring nuance to the situation. Yes, I hope you enjoyed this type of video, because I definitely want to do this more, and I feel like the reason I don't is in fear of, is this going to grow my channel? Because I feel like as a content creator, I want to put out videos that reaches a broad audience, you know what I mean? But I feel like I'm just gonna start doing these types of videos and doing things that I love, regardless if one person sees it or 1,000 people see it. Regardless, yes. Also, if you made it to the end of this video, you might as well subscribe. I don't say this enough, and I probably should say this in the beginning of my videos, but just subscribe. Just subscribe. We have a lot of fun over here. I do a lot of music reactions, as you could probably see if you go to my channel, but also I've been putting out music recently. I'm putting out my 4th single off my new EP, Earth Angel, called Spiritual. If you want to go check that out, I would love that. Yes, so that is all for this video. Like always, like, comment, subscribe, and I better not see anybody going off in the comments, because y'all don't want to see me. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, like I said, like always, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.